everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh, that's probably super loud. Yup. There we go. Much better. Whew, yeah. So, we're coming back to Goon's Blast. It's been almost like a full month. Not quite, it's been 2 weeks. But, man, we got shit to do, you know? This whole game, though. That we all haven't seen in like 60 years or something. I'm stuck! Yeah. So, yeah, tonight, what I'm focusing on is gonna be, first things first, this is probably boring business, but it'll open up some good stuff for us to be able to do. I want to rework the workflow of, like, how the game ends. So right now, all the clients kind of decide when the game's over, and that's not consistent. So instead, I would like to, go ahead and, ooh, the heck is that? Have the host decide, basically. And I also, in the process of this, we're probably gonna rework a couple of the things about how that works. I think that all just happens in, like, Room Manager, maybe? It's also gonna be a fair bit of me remembering how I set everything up. Not Room Manager, Game Manager. No. Game Controller? What the hell spawns the players? You... Oh, it's the Player Manager. Okay. Right. So this thing basically will just straight up... mess with all that stuff. So what we're getting at here is I want to try to add some like extra rules of like having timed matches or like other win conditions or multiple like lives or like a score based match. But in the process of also doing that, I want to make sure everything like gets a little more consistent with the online play. Right, so I think this logic's all good because we'll want every instance of a client connected to have their canvas and what to write on it. I almost want to rename that, but that's fine, whatever. Another thing I just thought of, hold on, I'm gonna turn this down and then up for you guys, 'cause it's super loud for me. It's actually kind of at like okay-ish levels. You know, I'll bump it a little anyway. Yeah. Right. So check for end of match. Yeah. So what I think this is okay to have this logic here, but then we just also want to, like, this should only happen for the host of the room, and then when we detect the game is over, it'll send an event out to everyone to like process that, to show the game over logic. And I think we'll just have like the host decides what this text says. But even beyond that, this logic I want to break out as well. Again, this to-do up here of like having some alternate way of deciding when the game's over. Break it into two things, like we'll just have like a generic class that will tell us, is the game over? And then also the text to display, I guess. And maybe even like thinking a little bit further out, so we're not quite at the point where I want to add co-op to this game, or like a story mode to this game, but that is something I eventually want to get to. So almost like maybe we just call like a, you know, process end of game or something. And then that gives us like the result string back of like what to display to people at the end of the screen. Yeah, that seems okay. So let's go ahead and make that. Gameplay, I guess? Oh gosh, there's so many classes in here. At some point I might want to consider like reworking this stuff, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what problems that could cause. Well, regardless, actually, you know what? Since we're reworking the end game logic, I think this is the perfect time to at least move those related classes. Match end logic. And I don't think there's anything in here that we necessarily want to move in. Oh, you know what? Actually, I lied. That one class, the winning player text box, move that in there. We don't really need to use a class for this. We could do this in another way, but this also should be okay, I guess. Oh, you know what? While we're at it, let me pop into the game screen. Match end menu. Yeah, winning player text box. So that's still the same, has not changed. That's good. Yeah, in reality, it would just sort of be like, I guess, yeah, we'll just have like this process ending thing, and then in some theoretical world where this would never happen, but where we're like having player stats or whatever, we could also log like, you know, a victory or a loss in that game ending logic there. Of course, that would need to like photon view itself out, which might get tricky because I don't plan on putting views on these. Whatever. That's all planning too far ahead, so let's not mess with that. Winning player text box. I'm gonna rename this to game result text box. And that will not update the name of the script here. Is there a way to do that? To actually like rename... Crap. So the problem with that is this is gonna instantly break. Oh no, no it won't. Oh, okay, that goes by file name. Nice. The associated script cannot be loaded. What? But it's right here. Oh, you know what? Maybe that is because I haven't updated the script to match it. Game result text box. Cool. Oh, and save. Maybe it'll be happy now? Yeah. Okay. I mean, that could have been worse. That kind of makes me a little more reassured if I need to rename any of these classes. Plus, also moving them seems to be totally fine. I don't know why I assumed Unity would just vomit, but sometimes it'd be like that. Anyway, I'm totally off base here. Let's go and make a new script. this will be our script. This one's going to be, I guess, abstract. You know, I don't even know if this is really going to be like a Unity behavior. Well, we can figure that out as we actually use it. But this will be, what should we call this? So this is like, match rules, I guess? Match rules manager? We'll leave it as a mono behavior for now, and if we don't need it, we'll take that out. But I think there's a pretty good chance we may not need that. And we're gonna make this abstract. And simply is has match ended, and then right. Yeah, so that seems fine. I guess this will need to be a mono behavior because it's going to need references to other scripts. And also possibly even update stuff on them as it goes on. So one thing I'm thinking about here, so if I go back to the player, no, not player controller, it's player manager. Just move you over here. So like this keeps track of like the player instances and all that stuff. Oh geez. Well, that's a little awkward. Well, we'll get to that eventually. But this is kind of what I'm thinking about, though, because this is actually... We have this refresh players list. We call it on update if... Okay, so yeah, every time they enter or leave a room. And that is possible. We can listen for those two events because we have this mono behavior pun callbacks. Although, I don't know, maybe, like, maintaining the list of player instances is something we can just assume all of the rules managers will need to know about. Yeah. Because otherwise, like, I think to have this mono behavior pun callback, you need to have a photon view, which I don't think we need to add that to this rules manager, because this thing's just supposed to be kind of a simple thing that determines yes, the match is over, no, it's not. But I guess it would need to know... you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and just say update players or whatever. Void... Oh. Forgot a very important word here. Well, actually, this one can be implemented, I think. Two important words. Update player list. And then protected. Oh. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you know what? These will need to be mono behaviors because I'm already thinking about it. For the timer one, we'll have like a timer display. And we'll need to like sync that up and tick it down as we get updates. Oh, this wants me to call it players. Fine, whatever. Okay. Yeah, so then we'll like basically call this a couple times. Good. And then in player manager, we'll need one of those. So we actually won't even need the list of players in here once I'm done with this. This will be a pretty good way to yeah. That should be good. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. There's so many things. Okay. So I'll take this in a minute here, but we'll want to do it this way instead. And I don't know where I'm setting has match ended here. Is there somewhere else? So we never set this. Why do I even have this? Am I missing something here? It's private, so it's not like any... Yeah, oh, it's never assigned, thanks. Okay. Let me make sure there's not some other weird thing going on. Maybe I meant to use this for something, but... Okay, so there's... Match ended equals true on the player here, but that's different. That's a completely different thing. That's just... We want to leave that as is. Actually, you know what? Let's keep that class open. We'll be needing to reference it in a minute here. Yeah, let's get rid of match ended too while we're at it. I'm not really using it. And it's... If I needed something like that, that would just go into this class instead. Like, this thing should be the end-all be-all decider of, is the match over? Alright, so we're gonna want to basically convert, like, all of this logic to basically down here. And then the winning message also, well, I guess we'll want to copy that too, but... good by me. Oh man. Oh, well, we need to make our instance now. So let's call this... Survivor Match Rules Manager. Go ahead and implement those abstract methods for me. Okay, so now for Has Match Ended, we're basically going to take the first part of what's going on in Player Manager here. Just steal this. Yeah, I'm gonna just ignore that. You know what? You know what? I think basically what I want to do here is we'll also have like... Hey, what's up, B314? We'll also have... I'm trying to think of how I'm going to set this. I guess I'll have like a init function. And then we'll call that as we're initializing the actual method. Ah. Oh wait, that's wrong. So is time just false? Oh, I want and here. So it has to be timed and remaining time. Total, I guess, milliseconds, whatever. Any of these will work. It's greater than 0. Oh no, less than or equal to 0. And then we just need an update loop where we take remaining time minus equals time dot delta time. Oh, no, it's, add, oh, is there a, oh, that's just silly. This is seconds, right? Yeah. Time span dot from seconds. Ah, shit. Okay. So we then also need to do that. Oh, also wrong way. There we go. Add minus those seconds. I was thinking I could create like a prefab basically for these. I don't know. I think I'll just do it this way. Tunic soundtrack? It is indeed. I have not played that game, but I'm listening to the soundtrack anyway. Oh yeah, I can do this, can't I? Wait, what does it want me to do? Oh, right. Yeah. Get it should work once this exists. Crap. C#, time span, string formatting, there we go. Yeah, I want a custom one, come on. Ah, here we go. God, what do I want to do? So what's up, Epio? How you doing? Down at 4, what? Is it as simple as this? Wrong slash. Or do I even... Wait, what? Oh. That's just unnecessary. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, this soundtrack is wow, yeah. It's pretty good. We're gonna double check this now. No, it's one digit too many. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. I don't know. Alright, cool. That is doing what I wanted to. At least that song. The whole soundtrack's pretty good. Or at least this collection that I'm listening to, which is like... What is it called? Chill, soothing tunic music. Alright. That'll handle timer stuff. The only thing that's silly is like if I have like a timed match, I guess honestly, having these, like, there's not gonna be that many different rule sets here, so. Right, so we're gonna basically need to redo this logic in the process end match. That's okay. Boom. Super compact. I guess I don't need this either, so this one's totally fine to just break down. We don't need that. Oh, wait. Crap. We do need this also. Otherwise it'll just be the last person on the list that happens to be counted as alive. So if there's more than one player left, or nobody was alive, then draw. You know what, actually... You know what, that will literally never be less than 0, but whatever. Logical pattern. Oh no, they're... Forgot to put that check in there. No. Oh. Okay, that'll handle all the timer stuff. Oh, I guess we also don't really need it if this is the case. So if we're not timed or the timer's stopped, don't do this. And then also over here, if the match is over... the side effect of just stopping the timer there. I guess what we could also do is just in here stop the timer. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Then we don't need to have like random side effects in this method over here where we're just checking if the game's over. Hold on. I have tax things to do. One moment. Gonna hide for a sec. Bada bing, bada boom, before I accidentally, you know, dox one of my team members. Boom, okay. It's very fortunate that I also happened to just be doing tax stuff right before stream. So I had those things ready and rearing to go. Alright. Okay, yeah, that's our winning message. So we just return winning message. Cool. Now we just need to create one of these. And then also... Oh, right. Actually, this could just be an RPC. Ooh. Darn it. Well, we could have it call end match for everyone. In the process match end. Man. This kind of sucks. We can't do that unless we make that another photon view, which we could do. But I was kind of planning on just like generating that on a per player basis. Like one per session essentially, instead of like one per player in the... I don't know if that made sense to you. I guess we could just keep the player instances. There's no real reason that we need to get rid of them. Well, actually, you know what? Hold on here. Maybe not. Maybe, because this is just to, like... Where's end match? Yeah, so end match just sets match ended, and all that does is, like, lock your control over the camera, the player, all that good stuff. So, really, we just need our player's instance for this. We don't need to send it to everyone, because this is going to be an RPC. Yeah. But do we have our player? It's got to be in here somewhere, because we spawned them, right? Set up player spawns, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, create controller. Oh, we don't save that, though. Okay. But we could. Robert Paul Champagne. Oh, RPC. I don't think I need these logs anymore. They're not really hurting anybody, but it's whatever. And then we pray that that's actually on the base component and not in one of the, like, child components. I can't actually remember right now. Cool. Got a better idea. The timer. Well, a slightly better idea. I need to make that script anyway. Yeah, so end match here. That is all good now, but all we need to do is on RPC, and then just RPC, or pun RPC dot, oh no, view RPC, there we go. Name of end match, target everybody, and parameters, winning message. You know what, I like ending message better. Alright. How badly have I screwed this all up? Oh yeah, hold on. If... Boom. I think we're kinda covered there. Except to make another rules manager. Oh, well, actually, wait, there's a couple things that are not right about this. I need to actually initialize the rules manager now. And then we also need to set up that, display view with this new script I just made up and haven't created yet. Alright. That all looks good from this thing. We just need to actually set up the match rules manager now. So before we do any of that... Oh, look at the wrong thing. Oh wow, so this actually, like, load level should just also be in here. Like, and then I don't need to check it in there. So I almost feel like I need to, like, put this somewhere... Maybe not this, but... What's going on in here? I'm adding, like, I'm restructuring the way that the game ends in my game. It's basically what's going on. So that I can add, like, configuration options, like a timer, or, like, different game modes. In a way that won't just be, like, a hacked-together mess of just, like, conditional stuff. Yeah, you know what? Load level, you're just gonna go in here so we can delete some redundant code here. And then we'll just merge these two together. I think I wasn't sure if I would call that for everyone or not. Boom. And then, oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. That I actually will want to call for everybody, so we need this is mine call so we don't call it like 60 times. Okay, so set up match rules. How you doing, Carly? By the way. Doing great. Went to drag show earlier. Dope. Mine what? Huh? Oh, shoot. So if I'm instantiating this... Man. Actually, you know what? Can I do this? Hold on. Add... oh. This dot game object dot add component. That's what I'm looking for. You thought I spoke German there for a second. Gotcha. So what I think I'm going to do instead of that is we're going to actually just have this get our custom script, and our custom script will have a method to set the text, and then that can just have a reference to the actual text on it. How are you this fine Sunday? I'm alright. This weekend has been a fucking whirlwind, because I have my bathroom remodelers are starting tomorrow, so I was like cleaning up, not even cleaning up, but just like cleaning out the bathroom, since they're gonna need to tear everything down in there. And then just a lot of other little errands, tax stuff, etc. But hopefully things will chill out soon. I feel like it's been like completely slammed like weekend to weekend. But it's all good stuff. Oh yeah, also on that note, I'm probably going to keep streams relatively to time. I know we've been running over a lot recently. That's not going to happen this week, because this week I need to get up early to let the remodelers in each day, so... But it should only be a week of work, so by the end of the week, we'll be back to normal. I hope. But that weirdly kind of fits, though, because we actually have, like... Not... The games I have planned for this week are supposed to be pretty short. Thursday's the iffy one. Coward. Construction never takes longer than expected. Yeah, but, you know. It's not like they're building a bridge. I have a small bathroom and they're just tearing stuff down and replacing tiling and stuff. Three weeks. I genuinely hope not, because it's my only bathroom with the bathtub in it, so... you know. Hmm. No, I would just get different tiles. It's fine. Hey, wait, I wore that shirt. Oh yeah, you did wear this shirt, didn't you? It's stretchy. Alright, we need to make this script and also apply it to a thing. I think otherwise this logic is all good. The stuff over here is okay for a hard-coded solution. Oh. That's the thing I've been waffling back and forth on. You know what? I'm gonna let this handle all of its own methods here. What am I looking at? Oh, that's what's going on. I was wondering why I was suggesting autocomplete things when it didn't know what this class was. This is not match-ending logic. I'm gonna make a new folder for game UI. Call it that. Seems fine. That's where this script will go. I also saw this script over here that I would like to move there. Match end. Yeah. Slowly organizing our files here. And then, yeah, I know. Set timers text and hide display don't exist. Organize them files. You know it. Oh, it needs a string. I think I see a potential issue here. No, it'll be once per scene, so we're okay. Never mind. I was thinking, like, well, if you, like, end a match, go back, and come back, this might still be inactive, but it won't, because it's, like, a brand new scene that we're looking at. Boom. Okay, now we need to apply that to something. Oh. This is all happy now because this actually exists. I think I said this the first time I listened to this soundtrack, but this song in particular sounds like it's straight out of Silent Hill. now that it's over and you can't compare it to anything. Okay, so this is the canvas. Oh crap. Wait, you can have multiple canvases, I think? Not sure now. Well. Oh, this also totally doesn't need to be here. The, like, plane and blocks. This is garbage. Get it out of here. I guess if I can't do this, we can organize it into two separate... Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna fuck with it. Let's go ahead and... We're gonna move the match end menu into like a sub-object underneath this. I don't think it'll play nice if I have the actual canvas set up to be like if I have two canvases at once. I think that's like just not gonna work. I could test it, but I think I already know it's not gonna work, so I'm not going to do that. Besides, this is totally a fine way to organize things. Event system can stay where it's at. Oh, right, that doesn't work. I need to figure out how to, like, make backgrounds properly. That's, like, our constant biggest issue. Where, like, the text is just kind of floating there and you can't really read shit. Okay. Game timer. What the hell is countdown timer? Oh, it's it's in the pun scripts. Gotcha. This guy top center. Wait, hey. Oh, right. There we go. And then bump it down a little bit. Wrong way. That might end up being fine once we get this sorted out here. Yeah, we'll just stretch it out, why not? Oh, no, dude. Damn it. Might be too much, I don't know. Whatever, we'll start with that. And I guess this... So negative 100 is the actual number we want. And then we need that font to be a lot bigger and a lot more visible. Getting there. 200 is probably too much. I feel like 200 is just like, that's just obsessed or unnecessarily large. Maybe 150 is a solid amount. There we go. Simple as that. Oh, and then I need to assign this to that. And we're good. And you know what? I think on the handle match end, we will tell it to hide the display. And I think, in theory, this should work now. Hold on. I wish I had a shortcut for just, like, going back to the main thing. Or going to the main scene, but yeah. Null reference. Ooh. Line 16. Match timer display. Did I not put that on there? No, I had to have. Oh, wait, no. I took that thing off. Yeah, match timer display is right here. Oh, maybe inside hide display it was, like, messed up? No, why would it be? Interesting. Find out if to type match timer display. What? That's gotta be that's just null, but let's confirm, I guess. No, don't, damn it. Cease this. What are you doing? What? Why did that take so long? Oh my god. It already processed my, like, hey, cancel this load. Cool, thank you. Very helpful. Go back to startup. Must have something to do with, like, whatever's going on with the debugger. Maybe it is too early. Maybe I haven't loaded the scene yet. Well, crap. Then what? I think that was the end of the... Yeah, that is the end of it. Shit. Son of a bitch. Okay, so, like... Where does it change scene? Let's go ahead and put something else on. Alright. Here's something from another game I've never played. Alright. Change scene. Where is change scene? This is not the right file at all. Yeah, wait a second. Right here. Oh, okay. Oh, is this some weird, like, incidental thing that's working? Because this is pulling out the level loader from the scene. Which is most certainly in the game scene. I think. Yeah, there it is. But that isn't a callback that's like happening after this RPC goes out. So, well, you know what? Actually, maybe this is the way to do it anyhow. Because as mentioned in this, like, I want all the clients to process this. So maybe instead I should just have this be another pun RPC. If I need to make like a data object for like the match rules. Well, for now we'll just leave it here. Pun RPG. Okay, so instead of calling it like this, nope. That'll probably be a more involved implementation, but that the network time of it like going out to get that versus when the scene loads should hopefully be okay, I guess. Still no reference. What the fuck? Why? Is something else happening in here that's like initializing 1 per game items? No. Setting up the power-up spawner. This is like infuriating because all this shit, this is happening without any like network delay or anything, and that's referencing stuff directly in the scene. In fact, actually, that's a little like weird that that actually works because... Oh no, because we were explicitly loading the level with this thing. Okay. Yeah, the host loads it this way rather than waiting for the callback. That makes a little more sense, but still something. I'm really lost right now. I don't know. Why the fuck? If I do it last, does that fix everything suddenly? I don't understand this because no piece of this is actually like creating the object that we need, because that's just in the scene. So it loaded stuff now. Oh, of course it loaded stuff now, but it still gave the error, and it's still fucking failing for some reason. Why? Dude, okay. UI canvas, right? Oh wait, shit. This is disabled. Why is this disabled? That's it. So everything else I was doing was just nonsense, but why is that disabled? What the fuck? So it's not disabled by default. What is disabling this thing? Match end menu. This is that janky thing I was doing to like try to figure out Oh. Wait, so we don't hide it that way? What the fuck? Die. Oh, this is the controller. I want the player manager. Game over canvas. Private canvas. Oh, why? Oh yeah, it just finds the first canvas. What? Why did I... Oh my god. Match end menu. There. That fixes everything. Or it should. Alright, no references, that's good. I guess the other thing I want to test... Let's set a 3-minute timer and see if that works or not. I'm also gonna do 2 things at once, as usual. Alright, there we go. So, that's good. Oh, wait. I was gonna do one other thing. So now, we are gonna set a timer. For 3 minutes. 3 gold doubloons. Hey. I did it. I don't know what in the fuck possessed me to set it to 3 minutes. I want to test that it actually ends. We're not going to sit here for 3 minutes to let that happen. Let's set it to, I don't know, 30 seconds. No. Nah, fuck it. 15 seconds. Well, the funny thing is, it's gonna say I won. I guess I should fix that. Alright, did not correctly determine that the game was over. However, it did not go into negatives. So that's not a complete failure, I guess. Oh no, I was wrong. It will never end. I guess what we'll want to do. There we go. So over here. Yeah. It's like kind of overly complicated, but this will work. Draw. Hell yeah. Why doesn't that work? What? Oh shit. Wait. Oh, I don't need this at all. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so that's just like redundant code up there. Yeah, so I guess we'll also count the case where, like, everyone's dead, and it'll just end. So either we run out of time, or there's one player left, but not that's the only person in the server, or everyone's dead. There we go. That reads a little better, to me at least. I don't know. And then this is still, like, super garbage, but whatever. Alright, one other thing I want to test. Alright, let's put this to a minute. So it doesn't just instantly end. I want to see if this stays relatively in sync across builds. We need to fix that button also, but that's whatever. It's fine. How do I not just be... Oh, right, that's in, like, my settings file. Damn it. Actually, hold on. Let me leave really quick. Settings... Tony Swa. Perfect. Start the game. Draw! Okay, something fucked up. Wait, but that's only over here. Oh, it's null. Wait. The fuck? Oh, the game ended over here too, which is even weirder. Why did it end? Oh, shoot. The update loop ran before it finished initializing? No, that doesn't sound right, I think. I don't know. Crap. Something's gotta be wrong here. Return not dead. Okay. I guess what I can do, well, God. Okay, let's fix that button, then let's figure out what the hell's going on here. Actually, wait. Before we, like, debug this, let me try to... Like, did this just get borked somehow? Return to menu button. Ah, yep. Yeah, that would do it. Crap. I don't know what this was like prior. Shit. Like, I could roll things back, but I don't want to do that, because we did a lot of work. I guess I could, like, clone it again? Wait, I have a stupider idea. Somewhere in here... I should have the files. Pardon me. Going dark again. So I don't know what this is gonna pop up. And I need to search through my file system a bit too. Backup code, no, not there. Code backup. Now I'm on to something. Ooh. Any year now. There we go. Personal code. Oh, hold up. God, this thing is slow. Ooh. Test project. No, no, no. That's the wrong backup. Damn it. Ah. Ah. There's two of them. I'm taking this one. Alright. You guys can what the fuck? Alright. You guys can see what I'm doing again. One sec. Boom. I could probably hash this out on my own, I guess, but whatever. Or, like, figure out what I did to return to the menu, but I'm actually not remembering now because that logic's, like, on something else. Unless there's, like... I don't know, is there some object somewhere that, like, controls the flow of the game? Does this script do anything? Oh, shit, it does. Okay, yeah, we probably just call that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wire that up, and then we'll confirm it with this older version that I'm loading right now, but pretty sure that's all I've got to do. Oh, right, because we moved where this was. Ah, man. It burned us. I legitimately didn't think this did anything. I guess that would explain why I wasn't referencing it by script, because I actually had something going on in that script. The timer text is a little big, but I don't know, it's fine. So that should fix everything as far as that button goes. But not as far as the game just automatically ending. I'm gonna, like, crash my computer doing this, apparently. Just asked too much of it, apparently. Let's go differentiate ourselves real quick. And just to tempt fate a little more here, let's figure out why... why it's doing this. We just gotta hope it's on the first frame because it might not be, but whatever. It's almost like it's on the built version where like that's just not working correctly. Clearly it didn't sync there. And we're a client, we're not the host either, so that's kind of weird. Okay, so it's not that. Has match ended. So it's when you're the host with multiple people, this is happening. Does it somehow... Maybe I should do this. I don't know if this is some bizarre race condition where it's like, oh, this is a timed thing. All right, go ahead and update the time. Like, this should all be happening before the first update call, but maybe somehow it's not. I don't know why that would only happen for a host, though. Yeah, you know what? Let's throw some debugs in there. Actually, you know what? That's fine. Let's leave this, and then... I guess I could probably do this with the debugger, but whatever. If it's not happening on the first frame, it's going to be like a nightmare to actually capture. So this way we'll get it as soon as it goes wrong. Oh god. Yeah, well the back button's working now, so we're good there. I have to host on this thing so I can see the debug output. It's fine if they're the same person. Wait, but... It went away. The UI disappeared. The fuck? Time up false, player length 0, players remaining equals 0. Oh, okay, so it's that last little stipulation I put in. I don't know why that's not breaking for the other player, though. Oh, shit. Yeah. this actually makes perfect sense. So we don't update the player list until a full update cycle happens. Although I don't know why that's not working, or why it is working for like the clients connecting, but whatever. That's okay. That'll do. Also, additionally, the host should be sending this message out to everyone else to tell them that the match ended. So I'm not really sure why that didn't happen. The client's like, yep, game's still running. Oh, also... Oh, you know what? It wasn't responding, though. So the match had ended, but the UI for it didn't update, because that happens inside of that, like, handle match end logic thing. Jeez, okay. Well, that's annoying. This is so silly. But basically we'll just do this extra call here. So that'll sync up the UI with us at least. Ugh. Kinda hate that, but whatever. Alright, now everything should totally work fine. Oh yeah, the other players aren't being affected by it because other than that event that goes out to everyone, like, they don't control, like, the connecting clients don't control whether the game's over or not, like, intentionally. Only the host is controlling that. Hey, okay. Finally, the simple thing I wanted to test a while ago was just, are these times, like, even close to being synced up? They're like off by like half a second. Null reference. Oh shit. Okay, we gotta check that out too. Maybe there's something with the client or whatever. At some point I need to add in like backgrounds and stuff so we're not just staring at default Unity bullshit. The plan is basically just have like a couple of preset skins that we can choose from. I could have it, like, I don't know. Like, sync the time up somehow. This is like a full second behind now, but that's fine. Boom. Yeah, so something is wrong menu-wise over here, because I can't, so that must be like a thing for, like, the client now. Oh, Jesus. What? Wait, so you never got initialized. Why? Interesting. Sends that to everyone. I don't know why that would be null for you. Jesus. This is the sort of thing that we probably don't need the non master client to do, but this also still shouldn't be null. It's kind of weird. We're calling it. Oh, shoot. Yeah. I fucked up. Why did I undo that? This was fine, and then I fucked it up again. You, there. You, here. Just really didn't want to have that nested if. I don't know if that's why the UI is not showing up, but we'll check that out. I specifically want to host on my build window here because I want to see the output for the client. Did I add a kill plane? I can't remember. I think I did. Let's test it out. I'm not going to sit here and wait a minute. So, no null reference exception, but, oh, shit. That's continuously going, huh? Good to know. Why did the UI not work? It's kind of weird. Is it the editor, or is it just any... So I'm gonna host this time on the editor. Or is it like, just when you're a client now, the UI doesn't pop up at the end of the game? Because that'd be fun. Gotta love network code, man. Alright, take a fall. Tony Swan wins. No UI. Okay. So it's when you're connecting as a client. Draw! Actually, it's a draw now. That should not fire multiple times. You're good. You can go away. Player manager. Where's this check for end of game? Now we need match ended. Damn it. No, not default to true, please. Alright, so that'll stop it from updating the message, but what we also need to do... so we send end match to everybody. There's the ending message. I guess this is probably null for some reason. Game result text box. Oh, did I not save the scene or something? No, I had to have, because as soon as you build, it should say whatever you ever open. So game result text box, it still has it. I guess let's just log something if this isn't. Oh wait, shit. This might have. Wait, no, that should still be okay. God. Well, let's add logs in here anyway. It would probably be this, if anything, but I have no idea why it would be null here. We're gonna make these warnings so they pop out. Yep, go ahead and reload them scripts. Okie dokie. Cut another build. Man, we're gonna like barely have just the timer done. I was hoping I could maybe do like some like sudden death effects and stuff, but I think that will probably tie in well to this restructuring of everything here. I don't even know like if I'm gonna have time to build the UI to set these settings, but we'll get the infrastructure for like sending them through at least. I think that'll be okay. Or that's doable. Nope. Aha, they're both null. What the fuck? Why? So here's Awake. Mm-hmm. Okay then. Where does player manager live? Are you in here? No. So it's either in the game scene, which I don't think it is. So yeah, we have one of these per player, I think. It's just the prefab lookup. Yeah, hold on. So there is gonna be... Oh, wait, this is not what I want to do. I'm sure we're generating these somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So on scene loaded for... okay. So when you're in the game level, we spawn this. And then it happens in Awake where it grabs the instance. So that's probably too early. Maybe I need to wait for start instead of init or Awake. But that might... Damn it. I feel like we maybe already did this and it caused other issues. Well, let's find out. This is... It's so strange that this is happening to clients, consistently happening to the client and not the host. That's unexpected. But it's mighty nifty for debugging shit, I'll tell you that. Still busted. Didn't seem to cause any errors by doing that, but yeah, also still doesn't work, which is annoying. The super weird thing about this... Oh, you know what? I should look at the state of everything. Let's try that. Because this could be another situation where, like, it's something else maybe is disabling it, and it's, like, fighting for priority. It's gotta be something like that. Oh, I have two open. Forgot what I named my levels. Oh, you know what? Before I even do this, shit. Yo, where is match menu end? Is it? Do I have it backwards? Do I have it? It's just calling it match menu end and not match end menu. Yeah, so this is like hidden, and that's why it can't. I assume that's why it couldn't find the reference to it. Because okay. Yeah. So what's up, Torpid? I think there's something else disabling this. The only place we reference it is inside Player Manager, so that's good. But that doesn't make any sense because that would, the only way, like, it's not disabled by default. This is weird. But, like, winning player display and is under match end menu, so, like, if they were disabled before it, like, initialized, or before, like, this all happened, it kind of makes sense that it would be, like, hidden. But yeah, to answer your question, though... Yeah, so, like, we have our canvas, it's right here. And if I go back to, like, the actual scene before anyone comes into it, it's not hidden by default. Transposing variables since 2022. Been doing it longer than that, come on. Ugh. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, I know what's going on. Okay, it doesn't matter where I put it in awake or start. So, as... Pardon me. 2002. Oh, shit. Not 2020. So... As I mentioned earlier... We are... This is not... There are one player manager instances per player in the game, which is why we have to use photonview.isMine. Wrap all that in here. That's why it's working for the host, because the host is always the first player, so that matches up with your version of the script. But the other ones, not so much. I'm actually not sure why that just started burning me, though, because that should have always been a problem. Weird. Maybe it was the way I was... no. I don't know. I actually don't know, but this should fix it. Oh. Oh, I have my instance open already. Whoops. I'm glad that error screen works. At least something in this game works. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of, like, bullshit I've had to deal with just because this is an online game. But, yeah. It's not insurmountable. No, it's still fucking not there. Still null. Okay, I saved my file. That's the one thing I was concerned about there. And it still works for the built version too, so the host is still working for them. How? What the fuck, man? Here, how about this? This is the dumbest way to solve this, but... Do you know what? There, I got rid of it after all. Wait, oh no. So this isn't related, but this probably isn't right either. This should not... Only the host should send this out. This was right. This should be only the master client sending the RPC out for this. And then everyone should set up the rules as a result of that. But that wasn't working. So... That's weird. Let's try to debug two things at once. Yeah, okay, so we're back to this null reference, which is weird. Like, this... Oh, I might be sending the RPC out too early? But why does that work? Because it's not the only, This isn't the only RPC we call in our start method. Like, it's not like load level. The level wouldn't load if this wasn't working. So yeah, right here we do an RPC with the data. I guess we're doing file IO, so maybe that's like slow enough that it happens to make everything work. Here, we'll put this after the file IO. Fuck it. I do not know. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to see if I can fix this by like making the awake method the thing that assigns everything, and then the other one, or the start, will actually set stuff. We still have the null reference, damn it. It's still null. What? Dude, like nothing's fucking working right. What the fuck? RPC target all. Everyone else. And immediately executes on this client. I mean, I know this isn't working because if it was, this wouldn't be fucking null. Oh, so frustrating. I don't want to be mean to Night in the Woods, but I feel like every single song has been basically the same exact fucking song, barely remixed. We're changing this. Oh shit! Is that like crazy loud suddenly? No, we're good. Hey look, setup match rules was called. Alright, now I'm even more confused. What the hell? What? Okay, hold on though. Where's my player? Player manager. Survivor match rules, there you go. Oh god, we're in the, like, results. About no. About not that, actually. God, what? Oh my god. Fucking fuck off. Play a song. There we go. I appreciate the organization of them, but goddamn. Oh, is it because... Well, no. It's not right. Wait, oh shit. It's getting added to the one that's not mine? Maybe that's part of what's going on wrong here. I guess you gotta check... Shit. I guess the RPC sends it out to like every instance of the script on remote machines as well. It's fucking weird, but whatever. Man, thank God for that little debug window up there. Okay, so that kind of makes sense, but then now what? Or, well, now why is the other thing still null? That's not even part of any, like, networking stuff. Oh, I know. I think I actually know, hold on. I think it's the same problem. Actually, yeah, all of these things, I guess I gotta check is mine on every single one of these RPCs, otherwise we're in trouble. I don't know, I guess it's just the way that Unity scripting works. They can't do that. It feels like a gross pattern. Yeah, it does. I'm actually a little confused right now too, because if it was running on everything, it should happen to all of them, right? Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is not the actual problem going on here. No. But it definitely created it on the wrong object. Like, it should be... Uh-oh. Something really went wrong here. God. Okay, yeah, I just didn't do, like, anything this time around. Okay. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, crap. Okay. Let me undo all that, because I don't think I need to do most of those things. Because the rest of this was totally, like, working, sort of. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. I understand now. This is really dumb. Oh god, okay. Yeah, hold on. So, the RPC call, it is targeting a specific instance, but it's targeting the instance of the player... Oh god, how do I even word this? Yeah, we're gonna need to do this like slightly differently. Basically, if it's not ours... Well, if it's ours, do this. Wait. We're only gonna get one instance of this. Oh, God. Yeah, I just... This check's not gonna help us. So, do I still have the debugger running? No, I don't. Okay. But basically, the RPC is going to get sent to the copy of Player Manager that is the host player, because the host's the one invoking it. So that's all well and fine, but later on, when we want to process stuff for our instance and our instance specifically, this logic's executed on the wrong copy of it. Which, especially considering this is a component, that's a problem, because now we no longer like have that set anywhere. Now, part of me also thinks that maybe I don't need to keep the player list refreshed when you're not the host, because the host is the one that's really only effectively cares about, like, checking the rules to see if the match ended or not. I'm trying to think if there's, like, any reason why having that list out of date would be a problem for just the player themselves. I don't think so. That's probably okay. So yeah, here... we can get rid of this null reference, but down here we'll still need to know. So we'll need to go find the rule manager. And then call process end match. Yeah, match. And then just up here with the player list, don't bother, and that'll be relatively okay. Now, why these things are null? Oh, no, it's the exact same thing. So we have multiple instances of this script. But isMine should help us here, but it's not for some reason. Or it's not working for some reason. Why is that? Oh no, it's the same fucking thing. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. So, because we're adding the component down here, or well, when we call like end match or whatever, it's gonna, oh god, but then this player, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay. This is a fucking nasty web to untangle here. So this player is going to be whatever player is attached to this instance, I think, right? So end match, like calling end match on them is not probably the right call. Yeah, so this is... Actually, that's going to be null. Because we're setting this on our instance. Or are we? I'm not even sure. I honestly have no idea anymore, like, what is set and what's what. What would be way easier, though, would be... Because I think I have, like, a isMine that we can call on the player. So we could go get all players and find the one... Oh, I thought we had that. What the hell? I mean, I guess we can easily make one, right? Yeah. This sucks, but... this really actually super sucks. So, get rid of this player. Don't bother saving any of this shit. I guess we could just call out to all player script instances, because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, you know what? We'll get rid of this, like, is mine check, and... we did that on another script somewhere, and I don't know which one. It might be the bombs, for, like, syncing the bombs up. So, I'm just gonna... find objects of type player controller, and then boom. Okay, that should be okay now. Oof, fucking hell. I actually just think we can maybe... no, wait. So this is inactive. So here's the problem. Is... we basically want to know, like, if... wait, can we check if, like, they're... the player that we're, like, processing is the master client? Because we'll know for sure that's where this is coming in. So, like, the view of the current thing... no, it doesn't tell me. Yeah, no, that's not how you determine that. Shoot. Wait, what is M controller? Fucking... okay, this actually probably will work. I'm thinking basically, like, so the end goal of what we're trying to get to here is we want these menu references to get stored on all instances of Player Manager before we disable them, because down here we're disabling them, and since there's whatever number of players are in the server, it's gonna just, it'll set it on the first one, then disable it. The subsequent ones will fail to find it because it's inactive. And we can't use is mine because the thing processing, like, the end of the match is gonna come from the host. But we know it always comes from the host, but there's no method to check, like, the thing that owns this view, or there might be, but I don't know what it is. The check I'm doing now is, like, checking, is the person running the executable right now the host? What I need to know is actually, like, the person that owns this network entity, is that the host? If I could check that, I could make this consistently work. But I think what I'll do instead is just set it here, and then hopefully the difference between awake and start should be enough of a gap that all instances of the player manager should have finished their awake before any of them call start. And then they'll all have their reference saved, and whoever calls this end thing will have a reference to these menu objects so they can create it. That probably sounded like nonsense, but I think this is correct. That seems very scuffed. I agree, but I'm open to suggestions if anyone has any Photon network experience and could suggest a better way that I could do this. I mean, ideally having this set on all of them is just helpful. Ask ChatGPT, maybe? It might help. you're not completely wrong, but I don't know. Anyway, welcome on in, Vatquicks. How you doing? Certainly something I wouldn't mind revisiting later to try to improve. I mean, hell, it's kind of what we're doing right now anyway, is revamping how the, like, end of game logic works. Trying to sync it up better, because previously it was just like... okay, that's just normal warnings. I don't know why I keep dying that way. Nope, those are still null. Okay. I guess I should make those public. I could debug this better if I had those as like public variables to be able to see them on each instance. Oh. Okay, but the other thing is the game actually ended, so that's good. It's just the UI we're having trouble syncing up here. Anyway. I'm a little baffled why this suddenly stopped working, though, for sure. Like, that's the weirdest thing, because this... Wait... No, it was working previously because we weren't syncing up the end, so, like, each player individually decided when the game was over for themselves. So it was always referencing the same one that is the owner of this actual object, or is the... What am I trying to say? The person running the executable, the copy of the player manager that belongs to them, was always the thing executing it, which is why this worked. But now it's a different copy. It's whatever the like host's copy is. The real thing that would be nice is just like if I could have some consistent way of not needing to use find object, because that inherently kind of sucks. But these are things I'm dynamically creating, one per player in the lobby, and I can't attach it to their prefab because it's part of the UI. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a way I can make that work. Unless... No, because it needs to be under the canvas, and the canvas needs to be its own object. Like, you can't have one of those per player, that would be messed up. Yeah... So I think we're stuck using a find, but we can find a way to make this work. Yeah, I think the problem is that because of the way these managers get initialized, like, it is gonna, like, grab multiple of them before it... Or, it'll generate multiple of them before it... Awake is happening prior to it getting to the next instance, since they're being made up on the fly. Or both Awake and Start are both running all the way through. I almost need to like wait until I know everyone has finished loading before I can call that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Vatquicks. Well, give me a minute here. I'm gonna take a real quick break and think about this a bit more. And grab some water and such, but I'll be back in just a minute. Okay. I think I have a way of making this scuffed solution actually work. Don't have anything better, unfortunately. But this might do the trick. Yeah, there we go. That's actually exactly what I was talking about. Okay, that's it. So this will check if whoever owns this is the host. So this will sort of just incidentally have these objects not be null. Wait, why is the... Yeah, why did I name them like that? Hooray, dumb solutions. Did I not hit save? I could have just recompiled fast. Whatever. I'll take it. I don't know if it's better if I have my camera over here or on the right when I'm doing dev streams, but I don't think it really matters too much. I know I'm blocking the logs, but I would be surprised if anyone would actually read any of that. Scaled up my UI, but at a certain point I need it to be usable. So I can't get it too big. I don't know why I'm... That's like not... Hey! It's like not the fastest way to do it, but whatever. Alright. Everything is working. I refuse to test any further than that. What's up, Raina? I'm awake, but at what cost? Alright, cool. I'm gonna leave a note for myself and hopefully find a better way to do this in the future, but alright, there we go. I don't really care about that since that thing's fine now. Oof. Do I even use these match rules anymore? Yes. No? I don't know. Or, I mean, outside of the, like, the host. No. Because, yeah, I find another instance down there. I think we can... I'm trying to think of like a better way where I can make it more clear that only the host like has that instance, so I don't try to reference it later and burn myself. But we do need this RPC for everyone else to set up the Oh, well, no. We need this to be there because we're eventually going to need to like call it down there. Oh no. Oh, but we don't need the actual like reference. God. I think this is fine. Other than we need to send the settings for the match as well alongside this, which I don't even have an object for yet. Which I guess let's do that now. Let me commit all this and push it. This is kind of a nightmare. Rework match end logic to make it host centric and also adds a generic framework for handling end of game logic. Just remembered something. I'm staring right at it. Yeah, no. I don't want that. I don't want to push that where it's just hard-coded to be a 1 minute long match. Also adds timer. 2 matches. Hard-coded to off. For now. Cool. Alright. That's pushed. Let's go ahead and check out something. I don't know. Let's go make our data model. I think I have a folder for that stuff. So scripts. Constants, I guess? Well, if I put level data in here, I might as well put the, oh, I'm like kind of doubling up on a lot of this stuff. Ugh, gross. Well, I have another data model just in my constants file. I don't know. Well, maybe... What do I want to call this class anyway? This would be match settings. I guess that can just sit inside the constants. Because we'll also want an enum, I think, probably, maybe? What the hell? Uh-oh. This is some common... Oh, yep. There we go. That's... alright, let's not call it that. Game match type. Match type. Cool. Ooh. Damn it. Okay, just like the properties, this is gonna get, like, weird, I guess. I guess we could just make... Yeah, you know what, now screw that. We're gonna have just, like, each setting will be on the object, and then we'll just use the ones that are available, and the other ones will just sit there, get set. The classic. So is timed. You know what? Actually, hold on. Ooh, you know what? We're gonna get cheeky with it. Timer 0 will just be there is no timer. And then what else? I guess we'll want like, well, this is where we're gonna expand this with like sudden death settings eventually, but I'm not implementing any of that tonight. We might actually have time to get the UI for this all set up, because there shouldn't be too much more left to do here. Like I mentioned earlier, I am gonna end kind of promptly tonight, just because I got stuff going on tomorrow. And all week actually, so I'll be streaming my normal schedule of, you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I won't be going super late like I have a couple times this week. And probably no like Monday or like Wednesday streams. Yeah, so I guess survival mode. I don't know. Kill count mode. How about kills to win? There we go. I guess really this kind of could all just be one object, and maybe I don't need like this generic rules manager, rather just one that takes into account all these different other types of rules. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see where we end up later. I don't know. Ah. Alright. That's all good. The other thing I think I'm gonna refactor, probably not tonight, just based on how late it is, but soonish. Oh, jeez. Is, the way we're passing in, like, the level date, like, all of the stuff, to the actual individual game, it's just all happening through that, like, manager object, and they're just, like, loose methods that I'm calling, which isn't great. I think it'll probably still end up living on that object, because it's the only thing that's persistent across scenes, but, I'll probably modify it a bit so that it has, like a sub-object of like configuration values, and then you can just get those individually and update them. But yeah, having said that, we're a manager. Let's Let's make this more jank. Yeah. So we're just gonna have like a public static thing. This will be a little simpler at least. Yeah, so we don't need to actually save any of that stuff, which is cool. Just need a new variable called match settings. And yeah, really all we're gonna really be, maybe I do have time to do this because I just need to like nest this data into something below this. And that'll be all good. Is there anywhere I set this to like a default value or something? Nope. Okay. Oh, well that's why, because load settings will either set it to a default. Yeah, okay, so this one I probably should just set to some default, just so I don't have any like null references. Yeah, here's the default config. Okay, so now instead of that, we'll just call get match settings, and that'll be in player manager. So when we set up match roles, instead of this empty thing that we're sending over, oh crap, this needs to be, oh man, I don't know if I can do that. I could send a string across, that's really dumb though. Like serialize the string and send it back. Let me check really quick if there's a way in Photon Network, or I guess Pun2 RPC object. I don't know. No, it seems like they only have like wait, hold on. Oh no, okay, it's talking about custom properties. Yeah, they only have like a supported types that you can use, and that's it. Now, I am like already on an outdated product because they just announced a new thing. So maybe the new pun infrastructure allows you to do something else, but whatever. We'll just make it a string. Surely nothing could go wrong. This isn't some sort of like vulnerable data thing. There we go. You know, song's a bit too loud for my, not for my taste, but for what we're doing right now. it's a bit completely in your face. Don't get me wrong, I love the Pizza Tower soundtrack. Love the game, love the music. It's good stuff, but Jesus Christ. Shit's loud as fuck. Use the default in that case, which will really jank things up if if that were actually to happen, but you know, whatever. Stop using the JSON, goddammit. Alright. Now it'll actually use settings. But we can't set them yet. Oh wait, no, I haven't passed them along either. Wrong method. Okay, so that'll pass the values along. Oh, no it won't. Now it will. Yeah. I could also individually pass, like, each, like, value. Maybe that's what we end up doing, I don't know. This is a little silly to serialize it for just, like, 3 settings, but as we get more of them, it would be really annoying to have to keep passing more in, and then just trying to remember which thing's which. But maybe we won't make that many settings, I don't know. We only have one type for now, so I'm not gonna implement that, but I'll leave myself a reminder here. So all we really need to do now is find a way to set this. Okay. And by find a way, I mean create a way to set it. That's gonna be somewhere in... I mean, we're gonna need to make a UI for it, but... oh, that actually reminds me. Menu types. Match settings menu. New menu. Let's freaking go. Why can't I find my scenes folder? There it is. Main menu. These are all those empties, right? Yeah, and they have the menu script on them. Cool. Match settings menu. Go ahead and expand that guy out. trying to think how I want to do this. I guess it'd probably be pretty much the same as like the settings thing, where like we'll maintain a local copy of like the settings and then either update them or don't based on whether OK or cancel is hit. Oh, I need to add that to the list of menus as well. I think we're missing something. Oh, no, it starts at 0. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna steal probably like all of this, I don't know. Well... No, I'm not, because this is just whatever. These two I'll probably steal. The rest of it's not even like close to what I need to set. I'm thinking I might need a custom script for this. Excuse me? What the fuck? Yeah, sure, just put it in a random fucking position, why not? I don't think I can... Can I copy this transform? I don't know. What you up to? We are adding, like... So, this is sort of like an online sort of party game type game. And I'm adding in a menu to... like have settings for the matches before you like start a match. And I'm adding UI for that right now. How's it going? XZ Cuttable. Welcome on in. Right now I'm fighting with Unity's UI. Unfortunately. At this point, I might as well not even bothered like copying these things because I just kind of put them in whatever place it wanted them to go. But whatever, that's fine. Oh, and then let's go ahead and add a thing to our launcher because we're going to want to call that as well. I don't know what's up with those static methods, so I'm gonna just go ahead and leave those where they're at. Okay. Man. Soundtrack's going too hard. This would be on match config. On match config saved. And then we'll also have one for canceled as well. Yeah, so just similar to the settings one over here too, we're just gonna have like, wait, how does this work? Alright. On setting, or no, on config. Crap, what will these buttons do again? Launcher.onCancelConfig, that's what it's called. What? Oh, okay, yeah, since it has... Oh, man, okay. So that's just sort of resetting it. So I guess what we would do in this instance is we'd call room manager.get match settings. And then we just reset our UI based on what those settings were. But in this instance, we would do basically just the reverse of it. Match type picker value. I don't think it's called value, but whatever, it's fine. Skills to win equals skills to win. Dot value. I'm just gonna keep doing dot value. I don't remember what the right nomenclature is. Timer or match timer dot value. I think I'm just going to use a slider for these, but I don't know if it's better to take the values from the sliders or what. But either way, let's add those fields in. Oh crap. Structable properties parser. I think this is what I'm looking for. TMP dropdown, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Game mode. See, now I've already forgotten what I called it. Match type picker. So I'm gonna do this quick and dirty for now, but basically, I'll put like a text box, kind of like I have in the editor, the level editor, where you can like set the probability. There'll be a text box next to the slider, and it'll tell you the value, and you can type in there instead. But for the sake of tonight and keeping things relatively brief, oh right, we're gonna do this instead. So match timer and kills to win. It's just lowercase value, isn't it? Oh no, it's gonna be... Oh, because it's a float. I guess we just force it into an int. I don't know. Let's just round it, whatever. I think I could set that on the actual slider to make it only have whole values. But none of those sliders exist yet, so we'll need to do that first. Okay, so then from here, we're just going to need to do this. Might be a more intelligent way I could do this, but whatever. Okay, so that's all good. That'll reset the UI. Oh, and then I guess both of these will want to open menu. Shoot, how do I do this? That's what I'm looking for. I think that's the create room menu, but I'm not sure on that. Alright, cool. Now let's make our buttons actually call that. So yeah, on click, take this, do launcher dot on match config canceled. This one will be on match config saved. Cool. Now we just need to actually let them control that and also set the references to the those objects. Yeah, so here's where I was thinking I might want to create a new script for this, and I probably should. But I don't know. It's not like I'm going to be making 10 million match settings, so I don't need a script that automatically populates it based on my enum values. I think I can manage. Wow. Thanks for that. I think I can manually manage this list. Now the other stuff where it's like I'm adding new blocks and I want that to just auto-populate, totally. But this is something that's pretty static. I'm not going to bother making a new one. These are all 60, right? Other 70. 70 and 290. Yeah, you know what? Let's make them consistent. Oh, the text. Yeah, that would help too, I guess. Where's the font size on this? Oh, it's underneath, isn't it? Label, yeah. Ah! How about that? Alright, if I reorder these... Yeah, they fit. That fits just fine. Cool. Eventually I need to get controller support for these menus, but the more UI stuff I make, the more I don't want to do that, because it's going to be like the most... biggest pain in the ass I could possibly create for myself. It definitely needs to be a little bit higher. I think 200 ought to do it. And then pop that to the right, just a pinch here. More than that. What are you guys sitting at? 155, okay. Okay, that's one of the UI elements I need. Let's go ahead and pop the reference in there. And then we need 2 sliders. Let's go ahead and make those. I'm gonna put labels for all this stuff too, but for now, you know. Game timer slider. Alright. Somewhere in here there is like... Damn. Whole numbers. Yeah, there we go. I'm staring right at it. Great. I don't know. How about... I'm thinking about what the max time should be. Well, let's leave it at like 5 minutes for now. Fuck it. That wrong place. And, well, I have 2 digits, so I guess let's at least allow a 10-minute max timer. I don't know if that'll leave enough room for the number when I actually have the number there. But whatever, it's fine. It'll work for now, I guess. That seems better, alignment-wise. I will make labels, but I'm not gonna, like, wire up the number things right now. I'll do that some other time. So this will be our kill count slider. And other fancy logic, like hiding things that aren't relevant to a certain game mode. Well, it's all stuff that we'll do later at some point. And usually I'd meme and say, haha, totally, but some of this stuff is gonna like need to be in there, so we actually definitely will be doing that. Now, adjusting the position of stuff will be kind of tricky too, but I don't know. Look at the UI looking as good as possible at some point. I just need a label. Oh, yeah, I guess just text. Wait, what? Oh, wrong settings. Shoot, shoot. Oh, come on. Son of a bitch. Actually, wait. There we go. Ah. Alright, so this is at 100. You know, if I align these all right, they will be more consistent looking. Damn it. No! Oh my god, it went all the way back. This one's at 0. And then just pretend that there's numbers next to that, that'll make it all make sense. Alright, so we need the game timer slider. And the kill count slider. And now that is all well and fine, but we need a way to open this menu, which should be simple enough. Time to move stuff around in here a bit. Oh no, what have I done? Gross. Ah, that really sucks, man. Why did I do this? Yeah, back that out. And then, boom, all problems avoided. Alright, cool. How much space is between these? So this is 0, this is 80, and this they're not even. God damn it. I send this up 80. Send you up to 0. This will actually be even simpler than the other ones. Oh, actually, I guess... Well, we'll just make a giant button for now, but yeah, I should have it display something, at least just like what type of match. But for now, I won't. Actually gonna trim this in just a little bit, just because... I don't want it to look like too similar to the create room button, is all. Is this bold? No. Wait, how does it look like that then? I guess it's just the font size. Huh. Just make a slightly smaller font. Oh, these are weird decisions, UI-wise. Oh, menu manager is what I'm looking for. Open menu. Open this menu. Alright. Does all that work? That was right, it was the create room menu that we want to go back to, so that's seemingly all good. Let's see if it actually works though. Oh, yes, please save my changes. Oh shit, canceling messes up the kill count. Why is that? Huh? Why? Oh, that slider's not configured at all, actually. That's maybe part of the problem. Oh. Hey, it set my timer settings. Is it a weird tech right there? Well that's not great that we just got an error, but otherwise it seems like that mostly works. Let me set that slider so that it actually has values. Main menu. I think it's 0 and 1, so maybe it's getting confused. It's also not set to whole numbers, which is not great. Match settings. Kill count slider. Oh yeah, it must have been like rounding or something. I guess, I don't know. Oh yeah, because it would have been a slider between 0 and 1, so it just gets cast to an int, and it probably was rounding it down. 50 kills. I don't know, that's a lot in a game like this. But whatever, that's like the absolute maximum. just double check that actually worked. Wrong settings. Alright. Seems to be working. Great. Cool. We have the world's worst UI for controlling this stuff, and it seemingly all pipes through. Oh, let me try doing a match without time limit. Let's make sure that still works. Yep. Still good. Alright. Dope. I'm considering this done then. Yeah. That'll do it. Let me commit my code here. Add match settings, data model, and pass it through. Set settings on a match. Lmao. Push my code. And, yeah. Well, like I said, chat, I don't want to stream too late tonight, because I have contractors coming over in the morning. Oh, very early. And that'll be the case all week, but hopefully it'll just be all week, and next week we'll return to our usual shenanigans of longer streams, but, yeah, I don't want to cut this one too short, but we achieved the baseline of what I was aiming for. Next up, I want to add more settings. Like, I want to add a sudden death mode and start adding, like, different options for that. I think that would be really fun. Actually having, like, different game rules would be nice, too. And then, beyond that, other stuff on the horizon. Right now, the game has no sound whatsoever, so getting that put together. I already mentioned another thing I want to do is figure out, you know, setting up not just a skybox, which that definitely would be good, and I know how to do that, but also, like, if I can find some way to have, like, some level of, like, dynamic lighting, because for anyone that's just seeing this for the first time, every single level, well, obviously every single level I created, but I created using this in-game editor, which is, you know, it's usable. I made a couple levels with it, but it's not the best right now. As I add more features, I'll probably end up making better tools for this. Like I mentioned one thing already, like, just some way to create bricks in mass would be very helpful, because right now I have to individually move the cursor, press the key, move the cursor, press the key, etc, etc, etc. But, yeah. Those are kind of the main things on the horizon. Eventually I want to add, like, a co-op mode to this game, where, like, you can do, like, a campaign, which likewise would have, you know, settings inside this editor. But that's all not for tonight. But in the future, yes. But thanks for joining so much, everybody. Thank you for the follow, VacQuicks, and catch y'all later. I don't know, the next time I'll be doing some dev stuff. I might do some dev stuff offline to just tidy up some of the rougher edges for just, I don't know, UI enhancements, other stuff that's probably not too fun to watch stream of. Oh no. We got a raid. But I will definitely be streaming on Tuesday, per usual, and we'll be doing Clock Tower for the PS1. So not the old SNES Clock Tower, but the PS1 Clock Tower one. I never played that game before. And then Thursday, hopefully we'll be through that game. So on Thursday we'll play through Clock Tower 2, Struggle Within, which is supposed to be horrible. Can't wait. As a fan of the two Clock Tower games I have played, which is the SNES one and then Clock Tower 3 on the PS2, can't wait to see how they fuck that up. But yeah, that's on the horizon. But I also have another game planned for Thursday. Hopefully we can get through both Clock Tower 2 and the other game. The other game is very short, but I think it'll be a fun time. We're gonna start out with that one first. Or maybe not. I don't know which order I'm gonna play things in. Yeah, but enough of my long-winded outro. Hey, welcome Raiders. The other game, Tic-Tac-Toe. Yep. Totally has nothing to do with what date it is on Thursday. Most assuredly no shenanigans. And then at some point I want to get back to my N64 stuff too, because the next N64 game we just picked is Winback Covert Operations, and that game looks like it's a lot of fun. But unfortunately this week I'm pretty busy with just, you know, non-stream related stuff. Non-fun stuff. Well, it is kind of fun. I'm getting a new bathroom, but it's not so fun because I won't have any place to shower in my house until that's done. Yeah. But, anywho. Sorry you guys just got here at the end of the stream, but let me give you a shout out all the same. Shout out Night Revenge. How'd your stream go? As I ask you as I'm on my way out. Oh damn, playing some Sekiro? It's pretty cool. You have 4 floors and 1 shower? I mean, yeah, but also like, that's like if you count my attic as a floor, which isn't finished, and my basement, which is partially finished. I'm pointing like you guys can see anything other than the screen, but whatever. You guys have seen parts of this room before. Turn my basement into 1 big shower. The unfinished side of the basement, I considered doing this, but when I found out it was only gonna be like a week of work to get the whole thing done, I'm just gonna bother friends and family that are nearby. We bought like those wipes that you buy when you go camping, so I'm gonna try to get away with showering every other day. But anyway, no one needs all this information. Fun stuff though. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be heading out. Yeah. Also, total complete random side note, I changed my like infrastructure network wise down here. I'm still basically using a wireless relay, but I'm using a different one, and it's in a position where it's more directly at the router. I'm still getting shit for speed, but we have not, I did that like 4 streams ago, we have not dropped a single frame, I think, in the entirety of that time. The real stress test is I need to try downloading or installing something through Steam and see if it crashes everything. Well, hey, we're at the end of stream. Let's test it out. There's an update for Resident Evil 3 and 2. You know, I'm gonna go on a mini rant here. They just pushed an update for Resident Evil 2 remake, 3 remake, and Village, and they're ending support for like the old DirectX version of it, I think is what that update is. But that update is up to like 1.4 gigs. Like Village is 1.4 gigs of data. Like what the fuck? Why is it that big? Anyway, rant over. Let's see if I crash my internet by installing something on Steam, and then I'm gonna go, but we're gonna raid someone first.